It probably will fill up. I just want to thank everybody for coming today. I want to thank Chief Spinney, the deputy, all my co-workers that are here today, my retired co-workers, town officials, my friends. Thank you to my family. My brothers, my sisters are all here, their spouses. My daughter Lauren, my stepdaughter Lauren. You guys just mean the world to me, and you've been my support system throughout all these years on the department. Thank you for all the people that have texted me today, sent messages, flowers, letters. It's just been truly amazing. I'm extremely humbled right now. It's been a long journey, and it's not gonna lie to you, it's been kind of a difficult one through the years. You're not aware, and as the chief told you, I was one of the first 2 females to be hired here. And at that time in 1985, there weren't really that many females in police work in general. So I was met with a little resistance from some fellow officers. They're all now retired, thank goodness, so I don't have to put up with them anymore. But you know, when you think back, I was a kid at the time. I was 23 years old. I looked like I was 12. People questioned if I was real out in the street. Was that a real gun? Are you real? I was living at home with my parents. You know, I was just a kid at the time, and through the years and through the time on, you have to learn that the opinions of others really don't matter. I was here to do a job, and I was here to do the best job that I could, regardless of what anybody thought, and I think that's what exactly I did. And with all the help of, like, especially my parents when they were alive, they were very supportive, my brothers and sisters, you know, my husband, my kids, they've just been wonderful, and that's really the only way I've really been able to get through it. But as time has gone on, it has gotten a lot easier. Now, if you look at it, up till a little while ago, there were 7 females on our department. For a department that size, that's pretty darn good. And as I look around and I go to a lot of these trainings, I used to be the only female out of 40, 50 men, and now I'm seeing a lot more of that. So I'm hoping in the future, you know, that becomes more of a reality. So as the chief said, through the years, I was fortunate enough to work in patrol. I worked all the different shifts, did the crime prevention, which I loved, and I think you're right, that's kind of where I found my niche with the public speaking and getting out there and informing people and really talking with people. Then I worked as a detective, which I really loved, and I was able to really hone in on like my specialty areas, which I love, of course, is the elderly and people that are suffering from all types of abuse. So, and then at the 25-year mark, 25 years on the job, I finally got promoted to sergeant, which was awesome. I got to work with an old friend of mine, Paul, and we worked together. I didn't know what I was doing, and he really helped me out. I really enjoyed that, and I took a lot of skill. It took a lot of skill, but I was able to, I think, learn the job and do okay. And then 3 years ago, my favorite day, Halloween, I got promoted to lieutenant. So it's been because of all the things that I've done, all the people I've met, all those experiences, it's kind of molded me into who I am today. For people that aren't in the field, no one really knows what it takes to be a police officer. And you saw, you know, the incident that just happened in Chelmsford. It's a scary thing. We all want to go home at the end of the shift. People meet us with a lot of resistance today. It's not like it used to be in the old days. It's a difficult job, but the officers here really are the cream of the crop. I've always tried to do the best I can to lead by example, and one of the things I've always tried to do is no matter who comes in here, whether they're in the lobby or a prisoner downstairs, I've always tried to treat people with kindness, because you never really know like what they've been experiencing in their own personal life. So I'm going to really try to do that, end my career kind of on that note, of leaving a good mark, I'm hoping. I just want to say also that, like, the officers here are truly amazing. They, you know, I work with a great bunch of people. I want to especially say the group that I work with on the 4 to 12 shift. They've done such a great job. The supervisors, the patrol officers, the dispatchers, they've all been wonderful. And they really make me look good, and they keep the chief off my back, which is the most important. And kind of on a side note, I knew the other day it was time to retire because I was helping Billy Carlo, who's soon going to be a sergeant here, on the computer, and we're going through the computer, and I told him how to run the roster in the morning, and I said, Billy, I don't really know, I don't really look at numbers or the keys, but I hit 7 and 9. And it would bring you to the right screen. And he said, really? And I said, that way I remember it is, I graduated in 1979, so it's 7-9. And Billy looked at me and he said, I was born in 1979. I'm like, it is time to go. It's time to go. So fast forward today, 32 years later and 5 chiefs later. I've been through the 5 chiefs. Where does the time go? I have no idea. It really does feel like yesterday that I walked in over there, I had no idea what to do. Luckily I had my brother as a role model. He helped me, he told me, go sit down, put your gun belt on and shut your mouth. And I followed his advice for a little while, and then I was able to kind of find my own way. When you're a kid, you're always wishing you were older, and now here I am, and I want to kind of slow down the hands of time. I've got so much more I want to do. I kind of want to really close this chapter on a good note, and I want to, start my next chapter. I've had really a wonderful, rewarding career. I've worked with so many awesome people over the years. I've formed some wonderful friendships, both on the job and off the job as well. I've been blessed, and I've done my job here, I feel. So it's time for my next chapter. I have my family, and I have my health, most importantly. That's so important, and if you don't know, my daughter Lauren gets married next month, so I'm going to be very, very busy with that, and I start a new job at the end of October in the teaching profession up in New Hampshire, which is something I really love, is the teaching and the mentoring, and I think that all stemmed from my crime prevention days and whatnot. I want to spend time with my husband. It's been hard, you work second shift, you work nights, you work weekends, holidays. Now is my time to go out and enjoy that time with him, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I want to thank everyone who's been part of my journey, the ones that started out with me, the ones from years gone by. I'm very thankful, and because of that, that's who I am today. And thank you, everyone, for being here on my last day of work, so really appreciate it. Thank you. Yep.